Assalamu alaikum. Today we'll learn about the file testing, like existence of a file, existence of a directory, and different commands to check about the files and about the directories. So first we create a file using the nano command and file testing.sh, and first writing the hashtag bin bash. And after writing the bin bash, we will declare a variable named file, and it contains the name of the file or information regarding the file. So here we write it as dot backslash and then the name of the specific file. So here I am using the name of the file loop.sh, which is a bash file. So here first I am writing a if else loop, and using this if else loop I will check the existence of the file, whether the file exists or not. So if and dash e means that whether the file exists or not, and then the name of the file. So as the file is stored in the variable file, so here we use $file and brackets close, and then we'll write then and echo file exists. When the condition is true, when the file exists, this statement will be executed, and when the file does not exist, then else loop will be executed, and the command in else loop will be echo. It will print the file does not exist. After that we will write a phi is written at the end of each if else if elif loop, and now we will save the file. And after saving the file, we will execute it by using the bash command, bash file testing.sh. Now as the file exists, so it is printing the then statement. Now again going back to the same file and modify the name of the file to execute the else loop. So here when we change the name of the file to file and then execute the file, the bash file, it will print file does not exist as the file is not in the system. Now if we create a file, a named file, by using touch command and then go back to then execute the same bash file, bash testing, so then it will print file exist. Now the file is created and exists in the operating system of the Linux. We can also use a read statement by inputting the name of the file and then checking whether the file exists or not. So we will first echo and then ask the user to enter the name of the file, and then the for if else loop will be executed and check whether the file exists or not. Now when we execute the file bash file, it will ask the user to input the name of the file. Now when we enter the name of the file as file and press enter, as the file exists, so it is printing exist. So when we enter the name of the file which does not exist, so it will print the file does not exist. Now we will check the existence of a directory. So first we create a file nano dir testing.sh. After a hashtag bin bash, we will write here echo and ask the user to input the name of the directory. Then the if else loop will be executed, and in the statement in the condition we will write dash d and the name of the directory $sign and dir. That is the name of directory which we input. So after that, if the condition is true, if the directory exists, then statement then loop will be executed, echo exist, and if the statement is false, the directory does not exist, the else loop will be executed, and the condition the echo statement does not exist will be printed. And at the end of the if else loop we will write file, and after saving the file we will execute it. Here we input the name of the directory. So as dir does not exist, so it is printing does not exist. So when we write the name of directory which exists, it will print a file or directory exist. As bash check exists, so it is printing exist. The same program can be used to check the existence of a file, a regular file, a bash file, a text file, but mainly to check the existence of a regular file we use -f. Now we write a program to check whether the file is executable or not. So going back to the same bash file, and here instead of \f we'll write here -x, and file existence will be replaced with executable, and file does not exist will be replaced with file does not executable. File is not executable mainly. So after modifying the file, we will execute it. Now here when we save it and execute it, bash file testing.sh, here we input the name of the file. So the file is not executable. When we write here chmod +x and the name of the file, and now we execute the bash script and enter the name of the file, now it is executable as we have given the permission of to the file to execute. So mainly chmod is used to give permission to a file to execute. So now going back to the same file and replacing -x with -w. -w is mainly used to check whether the file is writable or not. So we replace executable with writable, and the whole program will remain the same. So when we modify it, and now we save the file and executed bash file testing, and now input the name of the file. So the file is writable. We can overwrite it. The next program is to check whether it is a regular file or a link of a file. So when we write here -l in place of -w and replace the echo commands instead of executable files, we'll write here link of a file and not a link of a file. So after modifying it, we will save the file and execute it. Bash file testing.sh, and here enter the name of the file. So this is not the link of a file, and when we enter ls and check is there any link, so there is a link named as link. So when we enter here link and enter, so this link is a link of a file, so it is printing the file is not a file, regular file, it is a link of a file. But the file we entered above is not a link of file, it may be a regular file or a text file. Now we check that how to round off a integer, a fraction, mainly a fraction, to two digits or to just a single digit, or after points 4 digit, 5 digits or 7 digits or even more. So we will create a bash file nano rounding off.sh. After creating the file, we will write #bin bash, and after the header file or #bin bash, we will continue to execute different commands. At first we will write echo command, echo dash, and dash n is used to execute when we write input a number or integer, it will print in the same line. So echo enter a fraction and then read the fraction. So mainly we will write here a fraction, and that fraction will be changed into a two decimal points or 4 decimal points, or like just without decimal points. Like if there is a point value 5.711111, so it will print 6, because it is not 5.5. If it will be 5.5 or less than 5.5, it will print 5, and if it's greater than 5.5, it will print 6. It is mainly decimal rule, rounding off rule. So here we want to print echo 2 decimal points. So here we will write scale equals to 2. That means that it will print to just 2 points value after the decimal points. So after that it is printing dollar, and in within the curly brackets the fraction, the variable, and at the end with a straight line, and BC is a rounding off command. It will round off the fraction, and then we will write here round off, and in this round off command we will just round off it to a single value, like just to 5, or if it's 5.3 it will print to as 5. So now when we execute it, and here I enter 22/7, so it will print 3.14 as 2 decimal points. And for the second case there is an error. So when we write a fraction of variable in brackets, it's still showing the error. So when we just write dollar and fraction, frac, just the name of the variable, and then printing it, now it is just showing 3 in place of 3.14. So if we want to print values more than 2 points, like if we want to print values to 5 decimal points, then we will change the value of scale, which is 2, and then change to 5. And when we execute this file after changing the scale value or the decimal value to 5 decimal points, and then execute it, it will print the values till the 5 decimal points of the 5 values after the point. So when we write here 22/7 and execute it, it is printing till the 5 values. And if we want to change this again or print it to 10 decimal points or 15 decimal points, we can also change this scale value and then execute it. It will print to that specific number of values. So today we learned about different file testing commands, checking the existence of a file, executable files, uh, whether the files are writable or not, and existence of a directory, existence of a regular files, existence of a link of a file, and at the end rounding of a decimal.
Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.